Hey everyone, and welcome back to Scandalous Media. It's Alana here, and I am very excited to welcome you to today's video. This has been a requested topic non-stop for the past month. No matter what video we put out, there was always many comments asking about this specific video. Thank you so much for your patience, and without further ado, let's dive into the downfall of Selena Gomez and Taylor Swift's 14-year friendship. Make sure to like and subscribe, tell us your comments down below, we love reading them, and shout out to the live fam who is watching this with me right now. Selena Gomez and Taylor Swift have an iconic 14-year-long friendship. They have basically battled everything together, from breakups to public feuds, and yet the one thing that remains strong is their friendship. Or, that's at least what they want you to think. If we were to look at Selena and Taylor's most important life moments, you'll notice how absent the two are from each other's lives. Here are some quick examples. Selena is nowhere to be found while her so-called bestie is going through a tough breakup with her ex Joe Alwyn. Taylor and Joe have been together for 6 years, and when it was time for a little pick-me-up, Taylor didn't ring Selena for help. Instead, she rang Blake Lively and Gigi Hadid. When Selena released her heart-wrenching documentary, My Mind and Me, Taylor wasn't just absent on the red carpet, but she was actually absent in the whole film. While Selena is battling psychosis and other mental health concerns, the only girls there for her seem to be her non-famous besties, Raquel, Ashley, Courtney, and so on. Some of you guys will tell me that these examples don't hold much value, and that maybe Taylor was supportive behind closed doors and Selena was just at the Eras tour. But no. My job is to show you that the answers do in fact lie in the public eye. You just have to look between the lines, away from the obvious, and you'll see everything you need to know. But this story doesn't start here. Let's go all the way back to 2008. Selena and Taylor became friends in 2008 because they were both dating the Jonas Brothers around that time. Taylor was dating Joe Jonas and Selena was dating Nick Jonas. Safe to say the only thing they got out of those relationships, besides massive headlines, was each other. They basically automatically clicked from that point on, and in 2009, Selena said, "Every single problem I ever have is healable by Taylor Swift. We literally talk every day." One thing you must understand about Selena is that when you can be a good time and benefit her career, she's going to imprint on you and basically latch onto you. She did it with Taylor, and she did it with Justin Bieber way before they dated. I know the story goes that Justin is the one that's too obsessed with Selena, and while that may have been true, if you look into Selena's history, you'll notice she was the one constantly talking about him way before they dated in interviews. I don't mean to say this in a bad way, I'm just saying she's smart. Very smart. And maybe we can all learn a thing or two from her when it comes to making connections and having an impact on people. Taylor herself seemed to be lost in her own thoughts when describing how smart Selena was in 2014. She said it in a way that didn't fully seem like a compliment, but more from a, "I thought she was dumb and ditzy, but I learned otherwise."
Selena Gomez, is she really your best friend, or is it like one of those celebrity where they...
Oh no, she's definitely one of my best friends. She's incredibly intelligent.
Right.
People, it would scare them if they knew how smart she is.
Right.
It would scare them if they knew how smart she is.
Selena and Taylor's friendship was already rocky because while Selena was praising Taylor all the time and hanging out with her, Selena's other bestie, Demi Lovato, felt left out. She felt so left out by them, and more especially by Selena, that when a fan asked Demi how was Selena, Demi said the iconic, "Ask Taylor." Why am I bringing this up? Well, because Selena and Taylor's friendship holds a lot of toxicity in it from the beginning. And the way both of them treated each other and others behind closed doors is the reason why they aren't really close friends now. Some will say it's karma, and others will say they were young and didn't mean to do the things they did. I did a whole video on Demi and Selena's friendship fallout, so go check that out. But basically, Demi said that Taylor and Selena alienated her and ganged up on her simply because she was experiencing depression at a time they didn't understand it. All three girls were so young, so obviously something like this is bound to happen. I'm not blaming Selena or Taylor for not understanding what Demi was going through. When asked about Selena in a 2010 May interview, Demi said, "We're both busy and I wish the best for her." Then, insinuating that more went on behind closed doors, Demi said, "True friends don't let their friends or family be mean to you. If you can't trust somebody, you can't be friends with them." And, time check? Yep, Selena and Demi are not friends in the present day. Now that was kind of the first public mess Taylena was a part of. Let's move on. In 2011, Taylor and Selena started to become very close in the public eye, and people started to anticipate excitement to see them together at award shows and just hanging out. We have them here at the People's Choice Awards, Vanity Fair Oscars where Selena and Justin shared their first ever staged kiss, and yes, of course, that tragic mess is involved in the downfall of Taylena, Billboard Music Awards, Teen Choice Awards, American Music Awards, and Selena even joined Taylor on stage. That was all in 2011, so safe to say, they really shoved that friendship down our throats. What else was shoved down our throats in 2011? Jelena. I mean, it was an up-and-coming time for Selena. She even admits that when she talks about meeting Taylor, she was up-and-coming and Taylor was the girl with the big curls and cowboy boots. Taylor was also the girl who had an impressive music career and huge fan base. It could benefit Selena a lot more if she was besties with someone like Taylor because Taylor was so successful at such a young age, and from that, Taylor's fans could also support Selena. In 2012, we got a lot less of Taylena. Here they are at the Teen Choice Awards, a little hangout here, and done. Now 2013 is where Selena and Taylor's issues start to come up. Remember back in 2009 when Selena said, "Every single problem I ever have is healable by Taylor Swift"? That stops being cute when the person on the other end starts feeling used and played. The way I see it is that Selena meant a lot to Taylor. Taylor genuinely cared about Selena, and if you head over to scandalous.media, you'll see us talking about Taylena in a little bit of a different light, if you know what I mean. The point of the story is, Taylor would listen to the phone calls, Taylor would go over to make sure Selena's okay, Taylor would support Selena over a lot of other people in her life, and Selena cared about Taylor too, but for some reason, Selena has a fallout with every single person in her life, no matter how much she, quote-unquote, loved and cared for them. Huge fallout with Demi Lovato, huge fallout with Justin Bieber, fallout with Charlie Puth. What do all these three have in common? Friendship with Hailey and Justin. Huge fallout with her kidney donor / ex-best friend, Francia Raisa. Probably a fallout with Katy Perry. They were everywhere together, and ever since Selena publicly hooked up with Orlando Bloom, suddenly that friendship faded. She and Miley Cyrus hated each other for 10 years straight until both of them realized their lives didn't turn out so great to keep up all this hate. What I'm trying to point out is that no matter who you are to Selena, a best friend, a lover, a kidney donor, people seem to get up and walk away. And they don't leave after the first time an issue occurs, or the 10th time, or the 15th. They leave after she proves that she isn't going to change. Now, we all have a friend like this in our lives. They're not that great of a person, but you can't help but want to be there for them and be their friend, and pick them up when they're down. But the sad reality is, if they're not going to respect your time, you're gonna have to leave them alone. Now, this is whether you learn that the 5th time it happens, or the 900th time it happens. And again, I'm not trying to say this to villainize Selena, but what I am saying is that if everyone in your life leaves you besides your non-famous friends, who can probably deal with you in a better way, then the issue has to be coming from you. And side note, Selena's non-famous friends do have this unwritten rule that they have to take care of Selena and schedule her in their lives, so Selena knows from that type of support she'll always need them. In her My Mind and Me doc, she was scheduled to go to Kenya after the 2019 AMAs and looked at Raquel with puppy eyes and almost panicking, saying, "Wait, you're coming with me, right?" almost as if Selena can't do it alone and relies on them to be there for her. So of course Raquel does go with her. That type of friendship works for her non-famous friends. But maybe when you're in the same industry and you have your own life, you can't keep chasing after Selena, especially if she keeps hurting you back. This is important for later. So 2013 comes along, and that's when Justin and Selena break up. This official breakup from November 2012 was the last time they were ever together in a serious relationship besides the most recent time. We have written a lot about Jelena and Taylena, and from what private and public information can tell you is that Selena used to cry to Taylor about Justin a lot. And Taylor, who was super close to Justin, would listen to what Selena said about him and was shocked. My sources said that Taylor would hear Selena out and say things like, "What? No, Justin? He's not like that." Because she was super close to Justin even before he and Selena dated, so she was shocked to see that he had this supposed other side. But Taylor did what any good friend would do and supported her bestie, and made it very publicly clear that she hated Justin Bieber. In the 2013 Billboard Awards, we have Taylor's reaction to Selena kissing Justin. And we also have her dubbing and shading Justin when asked about him winning the Milestone Award so young. She literally heard the question and said,
"Can we have another question?"
So that friendship was over. But time and time again, something didn't make sense to Taylor. And that was the 9 million Jelena reunions we got. Taylor thought that if she can ruin her friendship with Justin over him supposedly being a bad boyfriend, then how come Selena isn't doing the same? Selena would cry to someone about Justin, get them to be super upset for her, and then go off to see him. Even if it means flying halfway across the world to see him on tour in Norway. And I get it. Toxic relationship, toxic behavior. Selena was like that one friend who would complain to you about her horrible ex-boyfriend, but would never learn and would go back to him no matter what you said. She did it with Charlie Puth. He literally said that attention is about her and that it's this girl who played him, shaded her ex, cried to him about her ex, and then when she got what she wanted, she went straight back to the ex.
In that hotel room, and she was literally crying to me about how mistreated she is by her ex, and had me thinking that I could be the guy who could fix her.
Whether you like Charlie or not, he did experience a very Selena experience that everyone mentioned here will tell you the same. Let's look at the pattern. Charlie hated Justin for Selena's sake, publicly shaded him, realized Selena is toxic, became friends with Justin and helps him co-write songs. Same exact thing happened with Demi Lovato. She heard Selena's cries about Justin, hated him for her sake, publicly shaded him, realized Selena might be toxic, and now she's close friends with Justin and Taylor. A very similar thing is happening with Selena's kidney donor Francia. Heard Selena's cries about Justin, was in multiple shade videos aimed literally at his head, supported her through it all, gave her a kidney, fought with her on her own personal life choices, saw that she doesn't care enough to change, and now is having one of the biggest fallouts with Selena. It's literally so big, Francia's father came out to talk about it. It's not long till Selena does something to fully drive Taylor away. And I'm not fully saying it's Selena's fault. Taylor is also very controlling and will be on Selena's throat from an older sister perspective. Taylor and Selena would fight about all the times Selena went back to Justin because Taylor didn't understand why Selena kept going back to him if he was so horrible. One thing about Taylor is that when it's time to cut off an ex, she will.
World and I fell for it. I play you first and you adore.
And she didn't understand why he supposedly put her through so much and she kept going back to him. A lot of people actually criticized Selena for this, and that's why her team pushed for her to release The Heart Wants What It Wants. I was on Twitter when all of this was happening, and I literally saw the general public shift when Selena released that song. Everyone went from, she's clearly using him because she hates him but keeps going back to him, to, oh my god, she's not in control of her heart. And that was the excuse for all of 2014. That's why Taylor cried when Selena sang The Heart Wants What It Wants at the 2014 AMAs. Catch Selena doing something like that again, and you won't find a single tear on Taylor's face. Basically, when it came to Justin, Selena was the girl who cried wolf to everyone. And we all know how it feels to sit with a friend and constantly have to hear about the same man. But when it's been over a decade and you're still involved in drama with that same man and his now wife, you genuinely look like you lost it. And that's exactly how Taylor's looking at Selena now. And some of you may think, why are we bringing this up? And well, because it's 2013 and Selena is still using her number 2 best headline grabbers. And that's Justin's name and somehow dragging Taylor Swift into it. When Selena defended Taylor against Hailey in a video made from 1912, did Taylor open up her Instagram and say she was Team Selena? Did she even like a comment on TikTok defending Selena? Did she even give that drama an ounce of attention? No. Why? Because she's tired of somehow getting dragged in Selena's mess. Imagine you're just minding your own business and your toxic friend who you can't help but love brings you up in some drama in hopes that your fans will triple the support you're already getting. Genius. Now this video will include some info my sources have told me about Selena and Taylor's friendship involving Justin drama, so you can either believe it or not, but I suggest believing it because it makes more sense when you use this information with public facts. So we talked about Selena and her issues, now let's talk about Taylor's issues. Taylor is a very controlling and image-conscious person. Back in 2014, my sources used to tell me that Taylor would do anything to keep up her amazing, vanilla, girl-next-door image, which included giving out a list to friends about what they could and couldn't do if they were to be seen with her. She didn't want their bad reputation spreading onto her. Now that's one thing. When it comes to the Justin thing, Taylor's dislike for Justin became very personal and borderline obsessive. But it did start getting a little too controlling when Taylor would fight with Selena about why she needs to go back to him. My source said that Selena would start hiding the fact that she was in contact with Justin from Taylor so she didn't have to constantly hear a lecture about it. My source said to close friends and their peers, it came off as obsessive behavior. When Justin released journals in 2013, he described a particular friend of Selena's that everyone assumed was Taylor Swift. In All Bad, Justin sings, "Between us, they wanna come in. Your worst enemy sometimes be your best friend." And this is still 2013, so Selena and Taylor were very, very close and told each other everything. So best friend literally seemed to be aimed at Taylor. Then he says, wanna be just like talk like you. Envy, same thing as jealousy, jealous of you, that's what they do. Now, if you're someone who thinks the world is rainbows and sunshine and best friends can never be jealous of each other, then you got another thing coming for you. Sometimes friends can love and support you and still secretly be jealous of something you have. Good friends make sure to shut down any of those feelings and make sure to not have them, but when you work in the same industry that's very competitive, it's easy for everyone to be jealous or envious of something. And I know we will all laugh and say, oh, but what does Selena have that Taylor is so jealous of? Definitely not her career stats, I'll tell you that. But maybe there's something personal between them that Taylor sort of wanted. She is human after all. So Taylor had a lot of say about Justin, and because she cared about Selena, it pissed her off and made her feel foolish whenever Selena would go back to him. And Taylor hates when something isn't being done her way. Like I said, very controlling. Then, in the years of 2019 to present day, Taylor was sort of embarrassed by Selena. She kind of lost everything. Her spark, her confidence, her ability to pursue music and touring, respecting her career, her health. I mean, it was a very, very tough few years, and Selena herself even says that. And so Taylor is very cutthroat with Selena because she's smart. She kind of feels like Selena had it coming, especially since she's been giving her advice about Justin since November 2012 when that first breakup happened. Then she gave her support again and again and again, but she just couldn't be helped. And since Taylor was so controlling and very much of a "I told you so" type of person, Selena started telling her less and less and started hiding things from her. And Taylor is kind of that extremist, and she hates Justin and has spent so much time bullying him, yet crying about someone saying something about her. She can be her own version of a mean girl. It can get annoying to have to constantly hear a lecture from a person who thinks they're so much better than you. And there came a point where the genuineness in that friendship shifted, and it was Taylor looking down on Selena, and Selena knowing she can never feud with Taylor or let her go, cause then Swifties will hop on the hating Selena train. And as you guys can already tell, it's better to be a friend of Taylor's than an enemy. And Selena relies on the support from the Swiftie fandom. Now that's the Justin thing. Let's talk about the drug thing. Something you should know about Taylor is that she is very against heavy drug use. And this was something she was really heavy on when she was younger. I'm talking 2013, 2014, 2015. She didn't want to be seen with you if you had a reputation for drugs and for being a party girl. And she most especially wouldn't make you her best friends and put you in the spotlight with her if that's something well known about you. Like we said earlier, Taylor used to have a list of things you couldn't do if you were going to be in her girl squad. And since Taylor is often the leader of all her groups, her peers would listen. Better to be in a friendship with Taylor than to suddenly not.
Gretchen, switch sides with Katie.
But I'm always on your left.
Well, that was when there were 3 of us, and now the tallest go in the middle.
But the whole dance will be backwards. I'm always on your left.
And right now you're getting on my last nerve. Switch.
Now this is something I have praised Taylor for in the years. I literally said she is so smart for not getting herself or her career mixed up in drugs. Drug use can ruin a person's potential and career, and it happens so often in Hollywood, it's so tiring to hear about. In Hollywood, more often than not, someone is abusing drugs. And Taylor is very image conscious, like we said, so she's gonna put her image first and her career over all things, including love and friendship. The girls that get it, and the girls that don't. I personally don't get it, since Taylor can be seen as a robot with how easily she'll cut someone off for her career, no matter the emotional attachment, but whatever. Back in 2016, I told my readers how Taylor views her friendship with Selena. Oftentimes, she didn't claim her anymore and viewed their friendship just from a timing stance on how long they've known each other. Taylor would say things like, "Oh, I've known Selena for so many years, so I'll always be there for her." Very surface level. There was a huge chunk of time where behind closed doors, Taylor spoke very low of Selena. She saw her in a very pitiful light because she was always involved in Jelena drama, sometimes for love, sometimes for attention, and as we can see, she is still somehow in the drama 10 years later. And the second thing that she pitied her for was Selena's rumored long history of drug abuse. Selena's drug abuse is pretty public and out in the open, and it's one of these elephants in the rooms that nobody really talks about. Sources have been telling me since 2013 about it, TMZ reports about it, Radar Online has reported about it, and so many more. And now with this whole Francia drama, where Selena and her kidney donor stopped talking because of alcohol abuse, the topic is back on the map. But nobody ever associates drug use with Selena's image. So you can see how in 2016, Taylor didn't want to associate with her bestie, just in case the drug reputation had a little bit more credit, especially with her rehab trips. Now, it's very, very tricky when you're in a situation with someone who allegedly abuses drugs. On one hand, you're trying to be a good friend and support them, and on the other, you're dropping them because it's badly affecting you. Since many people had conversations about Selena's drug and alcohol usage, Taylor feared that it was going to fall back on her. And she was, at the end of the day, very worried about Selena. As we can see from the My Mind and Me documentary, they show Selena in this really strange light that only makes sense if you associate it with her battling drugs. So while people were so angry at Selena for not getting clean, Taylor was also worried about her career and reputation as much as she was worried about her health. So in 2016 and 2017, Taylor and Selena started taking these major friendship breaks. Taylor would basically disown Selena in front of their peers because Taylor felt like she was too good for drugs and Selena was constantly falling off the wagon. And Taylor started to see her as the weak link, not as the powerful girl she did in 2013.
Do you feel protective of her? Because I feel like you're so strong and know who you are and good with all the media. Do you feel protective of her? How do you help her
absolutely.
through that?
I think that one thing about learning to be the best friend you can possibly be is knowing when you have to let people figure things out on their own.
I now see resilience as a major quality in friendship. When your stock is down, if they're still wanting to hang out, that's
Selena would also constantly lie and manipulate Taylor, so Taylor never felt respected enough to stick around. This specific drug topic and the Justin topic are the reasons why Selena and Taylor have friendship problems. It's the same way Selena and Francia have friendship problems. It's also why Demi stepped in to talk to Selena about her first rehab stint in 2014. She basically told her she's there for her and knows the struggle. The main takeaway, Selena has been struggling with drug problems for over 10 years now, and it's costing her a lot. Things make sense in Selena's life when you factor in her drug addiction into the conversation. Suddenly, My Mind and Me makes so much more sense. And in a way, Taylor being mean to Selena is karma for both of them because they were kind of known as Hollywood mean girls. And Taylor, at the end of the day, always sees Selena as some stupid little girl who can't save her life even if she tries. I'm telling you, Selena has cried wolf so many times that a powerhouse like Taylor is going to look at Selena and say you're weak. A few years back, she looked at her with embarrassment and still does now. Why? Well, Taylor is considered above Selena in every aspect. She's richer, more famous, charts #1s all the time, has practically all of America as her fan base. And when she gives Selena advice and Selena doesn't take it and it goes over her head, she can't help but constantly view her as annoying and a little girl. Harsh, yes, but like I said, Taylor can be a huge mean girl. And the same way she bullied Demi, Katy Perry, Justin, and anyone else, she can easily bully Selena. Taylor wants the best for Selena, but she can't help but look at her like, ugh, what a mess. Their personalities differ a lot, and Selena is a huge self-sabotager, while Taylor could never think of sabotaging herself. That's why if you ask why is Taylor so harsh to Selena because she's struggling with these issues, it's because Selena self-sabotages. She could have had everything if she simply wasn't sabotaging everything. And in My Mind and Me, Selena's friends literally describe her as somebody who self-sabotages and constantly needs to be in chaos. And then you'll have Selena literally sitting and agreeing with it. So this is all proved from her documentary. Taylor is to Selena what Selena is to others. The head bitch. Taylor is Selena's head boss, basically. Taylor always has things under control, and you can't often catch her slipping, and if you do, she already has a plan. Like I said, Taylor is very calculative, and she is this way in every aspect of her life. Selena does not have herself under control, and oftentimes it shows. My source told me one of the last straws was the 2019 American Music Awards, where Selena was so obviously on drugs and was stumbling all over the place, messing up her performance and just looking off. There's a reason why at that AMA night we didn't get any pictures of Taylor and Selena the way we usually do. Taylor didn't want to be associated with Selena because she was starting to get really careless with her drug use. My source in 2019 told me that her and Taylor had an argument after the show. She was telling her she needs to get her shit together because in no time it'll get out that she actually has an addiction. And I don't know about you guys, but publicly feuding with your kidney donor because you're not keeping that part of your body healthy since you're abusing it with drugs seems to me like it's starting to get out. And kids, this is Hollywood. Everyone has or had some sort of issue with their substance abuse. People have substance abuse issues in day-to-day lives. You really think these celebrities won't? Selena was so bad at the AMAs that Taylor definitely thought she might get exposed for her addiction tonight, let me keep my distance. And if you don't think something is wrong with their friendship, then why didn't Taylor choose Selena to sing with her on the AMA stage? Why did she choose irrelevant Camila Cabello and Halsey? Why didn't Selena do any interviews that night, considering it was her comeback night? Taylor is a very dominant person, and oftentimes wants things done her way. She's so righteous to herself that she is literally re-recording every single album of hers, even though 90% of Hollywood don't own their music and they don't own their movies. I'm just saying she has the time and energy. Most of us don't, but Taylor does. Taylor gets very frustrated when Selena doesn't listen to her sisterly demands. Keyword, sisterly demands. She hates advising Selena on things and then watching them go over Selena's head. And I get it, from Taylor's side, it's annoying and disrespectful to your time.
And never try to boss them around. I think that's the worst thing you can do.
But on Selena's side, you don't own the person, and obsessing over their life choices is also unhealthy. Now, some of you guys may be telling me, but we see Selena and Taylor interacting, so where is this downfall? And the truth is simple. They both know it's good for them to keep up this bestie act, because if they suddenly have a downfall, that's going to cause nothing but pain for the general public's heart. And people like Taylor and Selena need every amount of support they can get. Especially Selena, who has made a huge chunk of her career about getting support and sympathy from a teenage relationship. Taylor and Selena will have a small hangout for Selena's 30th birthday, post about it, but she won't show up to her huge birthday party, even though Selena said she invited all the people that were in her life from her early teens to now, including Miley Cyrus. So it's weird that her bestie was nowhere to be found. In Taylor's documentary Miss Americana, not once is Selena's name mentioned. In My Mind and Me, Selena is having the toughest time, and we are shown a lot of clips from 2016, 2020, 2021, and not once is Taylor there or mentioned. But when it comes to promoting the documentary, Selena said her only industry friend is Taylor Swift. Key words, promoting the documentary.
This bitch can't be serious.
That's your only industry friend, yet you invited a bunch of celebrities to your lavish birthday party, which did not include Taylor. You'll hang out with Camila Cabello and travel to Italy with Sofia Carson, but your only ever Hollywood friend is Taylor Swift, who continuously dubs you on social media?
Are you really gonna do that?
It just seems really fake, and this whole praise of Taylor's my only best friend seems very kiss-up. And it's what restarted the beef between Selena and Francia, because Francia is also in the industry and literally gave you a kidney. But since Francia doesn't have more fans than Selena, there's no reason for Selena to kiss up to her the way she does Taylor. So Selena responds to Francia saying, "Sorry I didn't mention everyone I know." Very gross.
Mad disrespectful.
But since Selena is wrapped around having Taylor as an ally no matter how much Taylor ignores Selena, or no matter how much she looks down on her, or how much both girls won't be in each other's lives, it's always Selena chasing after Taylor. In the TikTok drama she created, or name dropping her in random interviews. But if Selena and Taylor were as close as they want you to think, then why are the important people in Selena's life actively hating on Taylor on social media? Selena's stylist Kate Young, who she has worked with for many years, liked a post that said, "Taylor Swift can go f*** herself."
Would you look at that?
Selena's hairstylist Marissa Marino also liked the same post. Kinda weird that both your longtime stylist and hairstylist are attacking your so-called best friend on social media. But yet when Selena dug up a very old scripted video of Hailey on her show Drop the Mic, suddenly it was all, "You can talk bad about me, but not my best friend."
Wah, wah, wah.
It's very clear and obvious that the friendship is only there for public reasons. When it comes to real friendship or being by your side when you're going through it, they are no longer there. Selena wasn't there for Taylor when her 6-year relationship with Joe ended, and Taylor isn't there for Selena for anything anymore. They'll do things like sing to each other at the 2019 AMAs, yet they won't even be seated next to each other. And you won't even think about getting an iconic awards show Taylena pick. Selena will go to Taylor's Eras Tour concert with her little sister Gracie, yet everyone will claim that they didn't interact all night and both left at different times. And there's clearly a weird atmosphere in that friendship because when Selena posted an Instagram story praising Skims by Kim Kardashian, Taylor's fans called Selena out, and maybe so did Taylor, because then Selena felt inclined to delete the post and post an old photo with Taylor at Taylor's house.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
All I'm saying is there's clearly a friendship downfall from this.
I remember she played me Fearless before it came out. Ever since then, we have been best friends.
I do. I want her to be close to me.
The most influential artist for me, it is kind of Taylor.
To this.
Been an artist that can transition into so many different genres, and she is able to do it seamlessly, and I admire that so much.
Proud of her. She's been through so much. I've watched so much happen in her life. Now she's making her best stuff. I'm really excited because when somebody has had great life experience, has had, really tough things they've had to go through, and they can process that and make art that's going to help other people.
Yeah.
Anyway, for the sake of this video getting longer than it already is, let's end it here. If you guys want, I can do a part 2 for this video because a 14-year friendship downfall isn't enough to be covered in just one video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave me your comments down below. Let me know what you think, or if you have other examples I didn't already talk about. Thanks, and as always, I'll see you next time.